What's up?
Hey. Okay, so what were you saying about?
Well, you know, he kept saying that if you're not a man, you don't have emotions. And I'm like, you know, just because you have emotions don't mean you need to use them to show them. I mean, there's a lot of cultures out there. Look at the Spartans. I mean, the only way you got remembered was to be a man that dies in battle and a woman that gives birth dies. I mean, it's just society. It's just how society is. I mean, emotions are great at times, but at the same time, you can't always use them for your logic.
So you're coming at it from an emotional angle, but who gets? And I don't want to sound like what is a woman, but who gets to define what a man is? Right? I mean, I agree with you.
I mean, throughout society history, men have always been the hunters. They've always been the ones that go out.
The providers.
The providers, always.
Exactly.
Well, now, in the last 20 years, since we've been around, it's been like, what happened to our roles? I mean, it's great that men want to be more dads nowadays, but like the 80s, our parents.
I'm gonna play the devil's advocate here because we gave women rights.
I mean, women shouldn't have rights, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, look at how the founding fathers designed the nation. I mean, you were supposed to own land in the area you vote in. You're supposed to contribute to society somehow, in some way, to actually vote. That's how it was. In fact, we didn't start voting for our senators until, like, what, the 19th Amendment? Which was, like, less than 100 years ago?
Yep. It's how human society has developed. A man has always been just what you described. We're the protectors, we're the providers, and we couldn't show emotion because how did it go? If we showed emotion, then the women that obviously love us would not feel comfortable with us protecting them if we showed that emotion, because they want someone that's sturdy, that's reliable, dependable. They want that solid rock.
Let's say it's a Japanese.
And that doesn't mean emotionless. That means controlled emotion. And I think that's kind of what it comes down to. You can't just, whenever the urge hits, get angry and punch a hole in the wall or slap your kids around, although you need it.
That's the difference between doing it out of hate and just meaning it.
Yeah. It's one thing when we're not taught to handle our emotions growing up, which is
Not
where
anymore,
society has failed us.
Yeah.
That should have been the role of parents in the home, but we get sent off to school and we no longer get that.
The boomer generation really screwed us over. Gen Z.
Well, let's ignore how we got here, really, and think about how we can improve it.
Improving it. Hell, let's
on.
go back to the age of Sparta, man. You want to be a man?
Dude, that's exactly what I was telling my wife about the other day. I was like, the only thing a kid needs to know is reading, writing, math, the scientific method, and civic duty.
Yep.
Okay? We've lost that civic duty to help one another because, and you'll kind of see this with CPS, when a child gets out, you don't have the community like, oh, that kid lives over there, let's tell their parents he's out unsupervised. No, it's a 911 call, CPS call. There's no sense of community anymore.
No. I agree with you, but we have lost our touch with society. When back in the day, it was JFK that said, "Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country."
Yes.
Nationalism. That was Democrats in the prime.
Yep.
And now it's so toxic to be patriotic and love one country.
Well, so I'm going to get philosophical for a moment here.
Okay, go for it.
You heard of the prisoner's dilemma, right?
Yeah.
So I was reading about that yesterday, or the day before, and is that you?
Yeah, this might be
You want to go ahead and stop and we'll read
Oh,
it?
yeah, why not?
Good? All right. So the prisoner's dilemma. So you have...
Two wise bald guys.
You bald guys. too middle-aged white boy.
No, we ain't fucking that old, damn it.
So you have two prisoners, prisoner A, prisoner B, and they get brought in. The police does not have enough evidence to convict both.
No.
Okay. So, and what the cops tell them is, first off, they separate them, and they tell them that prisoner A, if you confess and give up prisoner B, you'll get less of a sentence. And they do the same thing with prisoner B. If you confess and give up prisoner A, you'll have a lesser sentence. And obviously, that other one that they gave up would have a larger prison sentence time. If both of them confess, they would have lesser together sentence time. And then you have the conundrum here. If neither one confesses, because there's not enough evidence, they get even less or no prison time. Okay, but they're not aware of that part. They just get told the other one. So we have been raised in an individualistic society. So we're taught that to chase our dreams, we can do whatever we want, get good grades in school. So we're only looking out for ourselves.
Yep.
So if we carry that into the prisoner dilemma, what happens is what we think would be beneficial for just ourselves would benefit us short-term gain. So we would have, and that's representative of one prisoner confessing and giving up the other person. And so they get less prison sentence time, and it just throws the other one under the bus. Okay? However, and it's an inverse kind of thing, it's weird, and I'll get there. And then vice versa, if that prisoner gives up the other one, less sentence time, more for that person. But if neither one says anything, so what's going on there is they're looking out for the best interest of the other person. Well, I'm not going to give that guy up. He's my friend. Or however they want to say that. So they're looking out for someone. That gives them the best possible outcome. And as much as I truly want this to be an individualistic society, if we use that short little prisoner dilemma philosophical argument there and apply it on a broader scale, it makes way more sense for our kids to know our civic duty to help one another, because then they won't be looking out for only their best interests. They'll be looking out for everyone's best
You kind of
interest.
just described the whole millennial generation of what's in it for me. I mean, that's just basically what society is. I remember growing up in the 90s. I mean,
Well, see, and that's why I hate those labels and labels in general, because I'm not that way, but I'm a millennial.
yeah. I'm not saying all millennials, but yeah, it depends on who you ask. You ask Gen X, they're like, oh yeah, millennials only care about themselves. Boomers, oh yeah, they only care about themselves.
Janet, she's a Gen X.
Yeah.
And she's the product of the boomer generation. So she's always go, go, go. I got to be productive, which leaves no time for serious talk, which is where human connection comes from, which is where we relate and share ideas. They're not, and that's an example of rhetoric. They're not taught that in school. Parents are too busy, both working jobs.
I mean, that was the whole point of colleges and universities back in the day originally, too, was to conjugate and share ideas and expand the mind. Now it's just basically a cesspool of, I can be more woke than you. I mean, when I was in college back in 2009, it wasn't nearly this bad. I mean, they just started it. I mean,
Yeah, that's
it's
about
like,
when social media got real big right
Yeah.
there. I mean, they had MySpace, which was, I think, a training ground for what came after.
I mean, honestly, MySpace is still way better than Facebook any day, my opinion. Because the music...
That could just be the nostalgia talk. And again, back on emotions here, okay?
I'm just saying, you can customize your own page, make your own music. It was just cool. I mean, you click on someone's page, you hear what they liked, you saw everything.
It did kind of give you an intro to coding as well. 'Cause
It did.
You had to have all that BBC code. Yeah.
It did. It was awesome. I mean, yeah, it might be nostalgia, emotional, but it's just, we went from look at McDonald's back in the '90s. How cool it used to be.
Right.
Now you just go there, it's like this is dull and grown up like.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, it was like you was the cool kid to go to McDonald's and play at the N64 or go and play on the playground.
It's kind of like McDonald's aged with us. It's like they went from a happy kid to depressed adult.
It is. And, you know, like Tim Pool says, there's no kids. I mean, there's no kids. Why are they going to build things for kids when no kids come? I mean, look at the culture now. I mean, they're still selling things for Nightmare Before Christmas. That movie came out, what, 93?
94.
94?
94.
And Nirvana. I see these kids at Walmart wearing Nirvana t-shirts and they don't even know who the hell the band is.
I know.
Posers.
But they don't know because they just thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Because millennials were all
And
with it.
in the 90s fashion that's coming back. Didn't
Not
they-
just 90s. I mean, we got those 80 booty shorts coming back too.
Yep.
Saw those the other day on TikTok. I was like, what the hell?
Ariel, she's 13 now. She wore suspenders to school last week.
Oh my god. Did I do that? That's all I think of is Steve Urkel.
Yeah. Anyways,
Oh, I would love those.
showing emotion or not showing an emotion does not make you a man.
No, it does not.
I really think what it comes down to, and I like Jordan Peterson.
I mean,
Jordan
Jordan
Peterson.
Peterson.
Thank you. I like a lot of his content, but I disagree with him on some stuff. But
And that's what the point of psychology is. This is disagree and agree on things.
exactly, and I really like how. And I'm not sure if I covered this with you, but I just will again, anyways.
No,
I like how he described the stories in the Bible.
Yes.
One of the twins, Azrael, is that you? Yeah. He does not like going to
after you land the hit,
Good News Club, which is a Bible club.
Oh.
He says that he doesn't like learning about God. That's all I do is learn about God. So I took Jordan Peterson's example of stories and how they teach values, because that's what I prioritize is learning values.
That's why I learned the Bible as a guidance in life. Like, hey, these people went through this, here's how they got
Exactly.
through it. You could have been for you. I mean, religion's not bad. I mean, I like the idea of Jesus. I really do, as a libertarian myself, because I like someone that just goes around helping people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's society that we lost.
Exactly.
People that used to go around and help people.
Exactly. And so he just didn't like it because he was learning about God. And I'm like, okay, remove God out of the equation here. Focus on the stories. Because the way you teach a little kid here is they can't read. They got to learn the language. So you teach them a story that has a really good value in it, like honesty. And we're all the time working with our kids to get them to be honest with us. So if you teach a story, and like I told Azrael, if you hear a story, look for what they're trying to teach in it. Don't think of it as, oh, I got to learn about God. No, you're learning something that will help you in the future, or you're learning the story so that way in the future you'll have some sort of epiphany.
I mean, stories
that
how
you'll actually get it then.
The stories how mankind's always passed on knowledge.
Exactly.
I mean, you got Achilles, you got Hercules, you got Zeus, you got Hades. I mean, it's more than just religion. I mean, this goes back to say great warriors did this, or the Spartans, the 300 against the 3,000 Persians.
Exactly.
I mean, these stories have always been about overcoming great odds and that. These people can do it, you can do it.
Exactly.
Making myself up
You wanna
this act.
Carry on anymore?
Go
or-
on.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that the whole emotions and men. Well, you read what I wrote this morning.
Yes. What is love?
That different topic altogether. But
I just don't like
I want to share something that I thought about. So I'm gonna start by saying God is mental.
but only for
Okay, and what I mean by that is strict control over your thoughts. Now, Jesus said, and I'm paraphrasing here, I've not read the Bible in a long time, those that think about their neighbor's wife has committed adultery, and you know the lust part.
Yes, yes.
It's the same thing with murder. If you think about hurting someone, you've committed murder. Okay? So if your thoughts are already condemning you, doesn't that beg the question of, I must have strict control over them?
I mean, yes.
Yes.
I mean, even Jesus committed sin. No one's perfect. Even though the Bible won't even talk about his teenage years.
I know, yeah. We won't go there yet.
Yeah, I know. I
Right?
was like, he goes from a kid in the temple to Messiah as 35. Like, what happened to the teenage in 20 years? I mean,
But yeah, so to reach that level of being in God's graces, you've got to have strict control over your thoughts, which is a good thing because then you're not going to like see a pretty girl. Oh, I got to go talk to. No, it cuts that action down. But on the flip side of that, you think about something that motivates you enough, you're going to take action on it.
yep.
So,
This is not part of society norm that we lost. It really is. I mean, we weren't taught discipline. I mean, what is discipline? I mean, we haven't really.
repeated
I'm
consistency.
well, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah.
These you tell that to the Gen Zers I work with, they're like squirrels. They don't know how to focus on one task long enough to get it done.
You're right. Yeah. And I really think that the electronics play a huge part in that.
I agree.
But I say TikTok, 30-second video clips.
I know.
And-
so annoying.
The other day, Mateo got angry at Anthony because Anthony changed his video because it was brain rot.
Yeah, Skippy toy. I mean, we had brain rot all day.
Again?
Yeah.
Did you know that phrase? And I'll send you this. I don't know if you've heard of the podcast, A Diary of a CEO.
I've heard of it.
Well, he has Dr. Daniel Amen on it. He's I think he's a neuroscientist. He's a brain doctor. He scans brains.
Neuroscientist.
Anyways, yeah.
Well, no, doctor.
So, brain rot was the most used word, at least in universities, in 2024.
Yep.
Brain rot. That's just, well, to me, that's fascinating because we don't take enough care of our brain.
Nope.
No.
We don't, because we're so distracted.
I mean,
We have to pay all these bills, try to make ends meet. Then we have our relationships. We have to try to maintain one, not only with a couple, with man and wife or whatever.
friends,
Uh,
family.
Or yourself
family,
even.
coworkers. Yeah, doctors.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, you gotta think
Yeah.
about it, like 100 years ago. Let's say 1920s. I mean, most people would go to bed when the sun went down. They would read books before bed. I mean, we don't do that no more. I mean, you will get up at crack of dawn, do your job, and then go to bed when the sun went down.
And on that note, on being so busy, so I was at Walmart the other day. What is today? Wednesday? So I was
Yeah.
there Monday. 6 people, and you were one of them, that I saw there, and I was sitting in between the doors. 6 people. I walked into Walmart, walked around, came back out, sat there, waited for my daughter. I passed 6 people that I talk to on a regular basis, and only one of them, I think, because it's a coworker, said hi.
Zane.
You're right. Zane
Yeah,
was the second.
he
one.
was talking about-
No, there's 3 actually. I forgot about Robert. Thank you. So 3 out of the 6 said hi, which is one of them was a cashier, so she kind of had to.
Yeah. I think that counts.
But when you frequent a place so much that you think you're on good terms with a lot of people, you don't really have any issues with them, and then like they just walk past you because they're so, and you, I said what's up, but you were on your phone. Was that you that left that card for me?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
What card?
It's in the left pocket there, or the right pocket. Anyways,
Sure.
everyone was so distracted on their phone or in a hurry. And aside from the Walmart workers, only one lady, an elderly lady, I think because I maintained eye contact with her and smiled, she said hi. And I was just sitting there waiting to see how many people would actually say hi to a random person. Okay, and you guys know me. I'll say hi to anyone.
Yep.
But that's not the point. We're so distracted as a society.
Oh yeah. I mean, you kind of have to be when you work there.
Well, you don't, and I think that's where what I was trying to do. I was trying to get everyone to tell the managers that's not working. It's not working your way. But
That's a whole other thing. Well,
And-
worms.
well, it's not though. If you think about it, and no offense to Elite, oh buddy, you pause that for the and not try to cram it all together. Are you ready? Okay. And no offense to the store manager or the coaches, but it's a feminist managerial role up top and not a masculine role because, you know, a real man will own up to his mistakes. Okay? But I've not seen that the entire time I worked at Walmart.
My mom said working in Walmart back in the 90s was different. Like, you saw an all-male management experience and everything just went better. But, I mean, I wasn't around. I was a kid in the 90s. I hid in the electronics center playing video games and watching the fish in the fish tanks.
And to broaden that on a society scale, like, you know, and I love women, but women should not be in the positions, like, to be judges. I think they should have a part in helping make laws, but they shouldn't be the sole people making them. Otherwise, we're going to get into a society like Brave New World or 1984, and then it needs to ultimately be up to a group of men to finalize what's going on. Because, like at Walmart, it's not working. Anyways, I just want to finish that thought.
Okay.